Tiffinee seems to think that these cops down here, I don't know if y'all can see them, are here for us.
They are.
For our Hands Up Stand Up walk. I'm telling her there's no way in the world with the response that we got.
There are no coincidences. They are here because of our walk, but that's okay.
It's not really okay, because if they are here for that, they're gonna scare people away, but I'm pretty sure they're not here for us. It's a coincidence. Her and her son Mason made signs, but they scared to take them out.
No, I'm not scared. I want to just talk to the police officers first.
I'm trying to tell her. So she's just gonna go up here and probably embarrass herself.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Okay, so I told you they were out here for us. What's up?
How are you? Good to see you.
Thank you for coming. I told you this was for us. They're just here as a precaution, and we're going to wait to see what happens, see how many people show up. And they said that because of, in light of what happened this morning as well, that they wanted to make sure that they had enough officers out here in case it gets a little out of control, which I don't think it will.
Depending on what the numbers get like, are we gonna walk?
Yeah.
With this little tiny group and a bunch of cops?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. And I'm thinking, like, I think a couple of people got a little nervous.
Yeah, because they saw the cops.
Yeah. So, but we'll see how it goes.
Alright, so we staying out here right now. It's more cops than people. I mean, more cops than our people. I feel like they might have came out here deep. And it's like, what? It's maybe like a third of them left. It was way more than this. So I feel like they might have came out here deep to defuse the situation. People might have drove by, saw what was going on, and kept going. So it's only a few of us out here. So she's holding up a sign right now, trying to gather some attention from the passers-by and everything. But at this rate, we probably just gonna walk a little bit and talk a little bit with the group that we do have, and try to plan it again. We see what we're gonna be up against, so try to plan it again, maybe a different location, gather more steam first, whatever we need to do, and tell people don't be discouraged by the cops to staying around. I don't think they was here to necessarily cause a problem, but I do think they may have been around to diffuse the situation because of the things that happened this morning in Baton Rouge in particular. All right, it's a sensitive time, so but I want to keep something like this going, because I feel like the problem with these marches and protests and everything is that they stop. We do them like once or twice and stop and go back to the same thing. So I want to keep this going, whether it's just a meeting, which I actually prefer the more talking approach than walking. And so although walking, it gathers attention. All right, so two can go hand in hand, and that's kind of what we were trying to do with this. But either way, whatever it is, it's something that needs to keep going. We can't stop. All right, because that's what they depend on us doing. What'd you say your name was again?
Dolores.
Dolores went and bought some signs so that we could create some. Even if it doesn't amount to much today, we can use these signs for later when we do more of these types of things. So it's a good thing that she went and did.
I want my side, actually.
So they got a whole line of cops out here. The thing is that maybe this will actually generate attention. They have to take these precautions, I guess, because of everything going on.
Alright, whatever. So good, okay? Whatever. Go ahead, I'm recording.
You focus this now with this thing here.
It's focused.
You gotta look at it.
I'm looking at it.
Back to the Million Man March before social media was even a thing. 1995, a million men went out and marched. A year later, we back to the same stuff. As big of a thing that was. We always go back to the same stuff now. This is done on purpose. Alright? They distract us on purpose. They distract us through music, primarily. Alright? Hip hop music is very influential. The word usage, the disrespect to the women, the misogyny, use of N-word, stuff like that. There's no way to put this in your body if you're not to come out in a negative fashion. So this is where our community is being fed. This is why we're being distracted, why we always go back to the same stuff, because they put so much energy. The people that we're standing up against, they put a lot of energy into feeding us these negative things, alright? Way more energy than we put into these types of things. So this is why when we do this, I told Tiffinee, that if I do this, this is something we have to do over and over and over again, alright? We can't do it one time and go away. We gotta do this over and over and over again, so that the message will sustain, alright? And really it's inclusive of all people, because at the end of the day, the human race started in Africa, alright? Then we migrated from Africa, we changed ethnicities and whatnot, alright? So really everybody's brothers and sisters. Now they made up these terms black and white, whatever, two separate ways, alright? That's levels further than anybody at this point is really able to grasp. Alright, so this is to unite anybody that's ready to stand for this cause. Anyway, the bottom line here is we need to keep going over and over again. It doesn't have to be a walk. We're going to use that hashtag, hands up, stand up. It doesn't have to be a walk necessarily. I personally am more in favor of gathering and talking about these things to get as many people as possible together so this message gets out. But walks sometimes serve a purpose because they can gather people as we're doing stuff. You know, people drive by, they beat coins, they see signs and stuff like that. So, you know, she had the idea of walking. I was more along the lines of trying to gather and talk. But you can combine the two and have something substantial come out of it. So.
We need to band together and stop hating each other and, you know, just pulling each other down, and we have to respect ourselves. We have to show love to one another. We have to support one another. I shouldn't see, you know, a million people supporting if Beyonce came out with a new athletic wear line, and then if my friend has an athletic wear line, nobody is supporting her or him. We need to be able to support each other and show that we respect one another and that we love one another, that we care about one another, and that way other people will respect us. Other black people, other white people, other Chinese people, whoever. This is not about a bashed cops thing. I don't believe in that. We can make a difference, and we can do that peacefully. We don't have to be out here arguing and fighting and like Taji said, calling each other names and whatnot. We can do this peacefully. We have to love one another, and we have to support one another. Specifically, if I'm talking about the black community, we fail at that. We fail at that, and nobody is going to take us seriously if we don't take each other seriously. I'm not going to say I'm disappointed because people did come out, but I just get so tired of people who say they want to do so much and they want to fight. I don't know, they just want to do so much, and then when it comes time to get it done, nobody shows up. I don't like that. So I feel like if you want to talk the talk, you need to walk the walk. You're tired of all the killing, but you got to do something to show that you mean business. And I'm not saying go out there and, you know, start riots and all that. I'm saying you have to do something to show that you're banded together. So the only way that you can do that is to actually put action behind the words.
We live in a generation now where there's so much hatred. And hatred, I believe, is what needs to stop. For those who know anything about, years ago, you had what was called the love movement, the love era. Peace and love is what was primary. And it seems to me that this generation is the exact opposite of that. You know, the saying that it takes a village. It does take a village. We have to work together, and we have to stop the hatred. There is too much hatred.
They think it's cool.
They think it's cool, exactly. And it's not cool. You don't have to be big and bad. You don't have to be all this and that. So I think each one of us took the time to come out here today, and it is so appreciated. It doesn't have to be 500 people, because each of us as individual can get to 500.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
You tell this one, you tell that one, you tell that one, you tell that one, and then before you know it, you got 500 people who have gotten this message.
And I appreciate everybody who came out I don't know you, but I'm so glad that, you know, the message got out there to people that, you know, I don't know. And like I was saying, my friend I haven't seen in 10 years, and he came out. But I'm just really appreciative of anybody who took the time to come out here today.
And I keep it up.
Oh, guess what?
And I keep it up.
About the news, like why you felt that. Ask them a question of why you felt that it shouldn't have been on the news.
Oh, well, I think that the news and the media pretty much perpetuates what's going on. A lot of it to show you in a negative light for the most part. So then when you do things like this, they want to show it so that they know exactly what's going on and where, constantly. Everything in the past that happened before you had social media and everything, that happened in the shadows. So they didn't know what was going on. Now they want to come out whenever they hear something going on so that they can constantly keep control of what's happening. Until black people can have their own media to show, you know, their own people, ultimately we're still behind. They're still in control of what's going on in the media.
So we have to do things that we got to start up our own businesses, do those things because we'll never get ahead.
So Channel 10 News showed up. They wanted to interview people who organized it. I reluctantly got in front of the camera because I kind of know what they do. I try to doctor up what I said in such a way to try to get them to slip the important things in there. But I doubt they'll show much of what I said on there. If they do, they'll probably chop it up and somehow get out of that, you know, what they want to show. But, you know, Tiffinee spoke. Hopefully she shot it out the hands of stand-up movement at least. So.
This is about showing unity and showing that we're standing up for something as a community. We want a change to happen, and we want a change to happen now.
The organizers say the change they're looking for starts inside homes and in the community.
So I went up there and I'm like, hey guys, so what's going on? And they were like, oh, there's supposed to be a protest at 1 o'clock. I said, that's me.
You know what? After you said that, I still didn't think it was us. I mean, it must be somebody else.
I did not believe it. Really? No.
Yeah, I was thinking it might be somebody else around that same area.
They drove up. I knew that's what they were there for.
I said, that's me. I was like, it's not a protest. It's just a peaceful march. And they were like, oh, well, they were like, you need to go talk to Sergeant, whatever his Watterson, I think his name was. I said, oh my gosh, am I in trouble? Am I not supposed to be doing this?
But you know what though, like if we do this, I think we actually a good team because you know how to talk to those people. I don't.
Yeah, Taji is so militant. And it's like, dude, calm down. You gotta just smile and, you know, diffuse it a little bit. I cracked a couple of jokes.
And I was over there getting annoyed, like, why is she talking?
Yes, he was. He was getting mad at me.
Over there being all proper and like talking too much. That's what I was thinking. Like, stop talking.
Isn't that awful? He is so militant and like, this is what it has to be, and I want it now. I told the officer, I was like, I am not expecting like a riot to break out, nor am I expecting like hundreds of people. I was like, 20 people? I was like, it doesn't need to be this many cops out here.
And it was cool, like, because we wasn't going to do nothing that was going to be crazy anyway, you know what I'm saying? But they actually, like at first I think they deterred people from coming up from just being out there, but I think it would have helped once the walk started, because if people see the cops and people, it draws attention,
right?
You know what I'm saying? But it just was nobody out, maybe the heat or whatever.
Yeah. A lot of people blew their horns and stuff. They did. A lot of people blew their horns, so it did spark some attention. And the fact that the news came out there, it got it spread some kind of way.
The girl I was talking to in the car was saying probably some white person was like, there's people out there. They called the news.
Oh my God.
Probably by the time we got up to Chestnut Hill.
Yes, and that's why I wanted to go to Chestnut Hill.
Yeah, technically I think it turned out.
I think it did too. I really do. For our first one, I'm good with it. So, I'm good with it.